If you're going to scrub all references to somebody because you find them problematic and you don't want to be associated with them, if they were a major donor to your organization, then you should refund all the money they gave you, right? I mean, you wouldn't want to be associated with that dirty Nazi money, would you? It looks like someone's being held accountable for once. I love to see this. No, donor's descendant demands University of Richmond pay back $3.6 billion after school strips slaveholding ancestors' name from building. The university's endowment is $3.3 billion. You and your activists went out of your way to discredit the Williams name. And since presumably the Williams family's money is tainted, demonstrate your virtue and give it all back. I agree with this. If you can't stand to be associated with this wealthy donor, then you need to give that money back. You can't be associated with his money either. A Virginia lawyer is demanding that a university pay his family back $3.6 billion after the woke institution decided to remove the name of his big donor ancestor from its law school due to his slave-owning past. Robert C. Smith, the great-great-grandson of the namesake brand University of Richmond's T.C. Williams School of Law, sent a 5-page letter on January 30th to University President Kevin Halleck, challenging the school to demonstrate their virtue by returning the money, reported the New York Post. Yeah, I am fully on board with this. Oh, you don't want to associate with us, but you still want to take our money, huh? No, this is going to come to an end. Enough is enough. I hope he sues it out of him. And unfortunately, I doubt he can win. But one thing we can do is put the school on blast. Oh, this school only exists because of $3.6 billion from a slave owner. Oh, yeah, they claim that they don't want to associate with it, but they sure took his money, didn't they? If they don't give the money back and the law doesn't force them to give the money back, destroy their reputation. Make sure everyone knows that they're only operating based on the like blood diamond money, basically. Man, too bad you can't do a chargeback for stuff that was given before credit cards, huh? Because in current year, this would be a perfect opportunity for a chargeback. Though Williams, who was a wealthy 19th century tobacco businessman, was discovered to have owned slaves when the university reviewed tax records that showed his businesses were taxed for 25 to 40 slaves. Personal tax records showed that Williams was taxed for owning 3 slaves, and the school said. Williams attended Richmond College from 1846 to 49 and was a trustee of the school in the 1880s. So this violated a policy school officials adopted in September, according to the Freelance Star. The new rule prohibits the university from naming any entity after a person who directly engaged in the trafficking and or enslavement of others or openly advocate for the enslavement of people. But you can still take their money, right? It's fine to take their money and shit on them, but you can't give them the credit. That's all. Okay. Now, we recognize that some may be disappointed or disagree with this decision. President Halleck and the board wrote in the letter at the time. We also recognize the role the Williams family has played here and respect the full and complete history of the institution. No, you don't. However, Williams' dissent is demanding the woke school give the family their endowment. So we know in 1888, he gave $10,000 to reestablish the law school, and at his death in 1889, his estate contributed $25,000 to the law school, Smith wrote. A conservative estimate of these gifts just from the end of the war to his death exceeds $65,000. Williams' estate has regularly donated to the school since his death, the Post reported. The university's endowment is $3.3 billion. Yeah, that's a lot of money they took from someone they don't want to be associated with. Smith continued, and since you and your activists went out of your way to discredit the Williams name, and since presumably the Williams family money is tainted, demonstrate your virtue and give it all back. I suggest you immediately turn over the entire $3.3 billion endowments to the current descendants of T.C. Williams. T.C. Williams Sr. We will use it all to fulfill the charitable purposes to which it was intended. We will take a note back for the remaining $300 million, provided that it is secured by all the campus buildings and all your woke faculty pledge their personal assets and guarantee the note, the angry descendant added. Yeah, again, unfortunately, I really don't think there's any legal recourse here. There's nothing he can do to force them to give it back. But yeah, definitely keep their reputation just smeared in the media. If this is what we're going to do, fine. I mean, I think this is a legitimate tactic we should be using to fight back. Smith also noted the school could have just attributed the law school name to T.C. Williams Jr. instead if they wanted to try and keep the name. They could have, but no, I think it might be too late now. Yeah, if any of these institutions that they thrive off of the money of bad persons, you got to put them on blast for this. Like, imagine if one of these woke institutions was at some point funded by Hitler. How hilarious would that be, putting them on blast? Yeah, this is the game they want to play. Let's play it then. Yeah, sure. You don't want to any longer associate with these bad people. Well, don't associate with the money they gave you. This would be the only reasonable way to handle it. So probably why it's not going to happen, sadly, because it would be too reasonable.